What's going on, everybody? It's the Hook Cam back again with another film breakdown. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Miami Dolphins, Tua and Ryan Fitzpatrick, the difference between those two guys. The Dolphins basically were not clicking on offense, and after they kind of pieced together that Tua wasn't going to be able to get it done, they brought in Ryan Fitzpatrick, and I think there's a couple of reasons why that happened. The one thing that was kind of surprising to me when I was watching this game is that there wasn't necessarily a lot that the Raiders were doing to mess with Tua. It wasn't like they were really, getting into these clever coverage disguises. It wasn't anything like that. It, to me, really looked like Tua just didn't see what was going on. And when you have a salty vet like Fitzpatrick, who's been in the league forever and who's seen everything, he's going to be able to piece that together and get you some yardage and some points, as they ultimately did end up winning the game. Now, I do want to say as a disclaimer, I'm not saying this because I don't think Tua can be a good quarterback. That's not what I'm saying. Part of me wants to say Tua isn't ready yet, and the other part of me, I agree with what Miami's doing in the sense of, hey, they need to see if they've got a dude who they can, hang a franchise on for the next 10 years, if they made that right decision. And that's ultimately why I think they let Tua start after the bye week. And, I get it. I understand. You want to see what you have in a rookie. He's talented, gets the fan base excited. But at the same time, Fitzpatrick plays so well. And yes, you run the risk with Ryan Fitzpatrick of him throwing 4 picks in a game, and I get that, and that's going to lose you football games, no doubt. But every time he's been in, this season specifically, he's brought that team within striking distance and within scoring distance and given them points and given them the ability to win games. And Tua, to me, has looked much more like a game manager. So it's just an interesting problem and situation that the Dolphins have. So before we dive too far into this video, if you could hit that like button, hit that subscribe button to my channel, The Hook Cam, as well as to Jackson Kruger Sports, that would mean the world to both of us. Okay, let's dive into this film breakdown. What the Raiders were doing is they were going cover 2 most of the time. So we're going to get this safety drop into that deep half, this safety drop into that deep half. These corners are going to try and bump, and then they'll run with these guys. But if they get something into the flat, they'll come up on it. It's really nothing that Tua hasn't seen before. This is all stuff that they run at every level of football. So it was really weird for me to see him kind of struggle with this. This is a really good example. So this is actually a really cool play call, by the way. And I don't think that the Miami Dolphins offensive coordinator needs any shade thrown his way. I honestly think that Tua just isn't grasping something yet. I think he'll get there, and I think that he just needs time and experience, but there's something missing. So what we're going to get with 19, he's going to run up the field this way, and it's going to take that corner. With 84, 81, I can't really tell. Number 1 right here, he's going to run inside and run this little shake route, okay? Now, if Tua is looking at this the right way, he needs to hit this ball right out of his break. Boom, right there. And I understand why he doesn't throw this thing initially, because this corner's running with 19 upfield on a vertical. Okay, I get that. But if you're looking at this route from the beginning and you can see, okay, we have 2 high safeties right now. That means when it's cover 2, you attack the defense down the pipe and on the outside. So that's just how it goes in football, right? So as number 1 runs upfield and we break this thing to the corner, you got to hammer this thing right now, right out of his break. And that's a lot of space for him to be able to complete that football and pick up yardage. And he's either seeing it late or he's not seeing it. I would tend to imagine that he's seeing it late. I don't think that he's just not seeing it. There's no way that a dude gets drafted, whatever it was overall, and he's just not seeing it. This is another great example, right? We got cover 2 with these safeties, boom and boom right here. Corners are pressing. They're giving up the outsides on this, which is so weird to me. I was always told, when coaching, right, if you're coaching corners, you want to force them back into the teeth of this thing. But they let these guys go on the outside, and you got to hit this hole shot all day. You have to hit this hole shot if you're Tua. And if you don't know what a hole shot is, it's the space in between where the corner is and where the safety is. Okay, this is your hole shot right there. You have to hammer that ball in there. Now he's looking at the bottom of the screen to start, and I get it. Like maybe, this is too far of a throw. He's opposite hash. The safety is already kind of at the numbers. I get that, but at the same time, you're a young buck quarterback, and if you want a future in this league, this is a ball that you have to throw, and you got to hammer in there before the ball's even snapped. You got to know, all right, we got 2 high. I'm thinking cover 2. If it's there, I'm going to hammer this whole shot. And he's not doing it, right? He's stepping up into the pocket where this is a wasted down right here. This is 3rd down. We need to convert this. Look at the receiver at the bottom is waving his hands because he knows he's open. Stuff like that's alarming. It really is. And I'm not a negative guy. I don't like to speak negatively about players on my channel. I never have and I never will. But stuff like this, they are things that you have to see if you're this quarterback, if you're Tua. And if you're the Dolphins, this is stuff that you want him to see. A little bit of a different look here. This is just the Raiders bringing heat. That's all it is. All of these cats are coming. And this to me is even more alarming, right? If we have this up front right here, and they actually bring that heat. You have this drive right in the middle that you have to get rid of right now, right? As soon as you hit your last step and your drop, you step up right here. You've got space in the pocket and you hammer this ball right out to there because this dude's going to catch and run, and that's some big time yardage. But he doesn't. He stays at the end of his drop and he just sits in the pocket and gets sacked. And that is worrisome. That is very worrisome in my opinion. I mean, look at this. As soon as we hit our last step, boom, he has time to actually take a quick step up in the pocket, and he doesn't. He steps straight up and down. He doesn't step forward. He doesn't eat up space in the pocket. No, he stays right there. I mean, that to me is alarming. It really is. And when you look at a guy like Fitzpatrick, who he has the ability to step, it's not even has the ability. He knows that he's got to step up in the pocket. He knows he's got to get out of the way with stuff like that. You know, it doesn't make sense to me to keep pounding your head against the wall with Tua in games that you need to win, right? This is about as clever as the Raiders got in terms of coverage-wise, right? They started the safety up at the line, made it look like, oh, we're bringing heat right there, or he's manned up with the back. Nope, he drops off, right? There's our deep safety right here. We're working back into two. And just like I said, where are we trying to hit this thing, right? On the outside and down the pipe right here. And this is open. That little bender right there, you run that because if it's cover two, you're going to work outside of this backer and work right into the middle of the field. And this is the thing that kills me about this, right? This is what kills me. He does a good job looking this thing off, okay? Look, we're trying to work this right here. That's our first read. I guarantee you that's his first read. He sees that we're getting two. We got two dudes right here. That's not going to be there. He comes back to it. It's right there. He's just got to let this thing go, and he doesn't. I don't know if he gets nervous in the pocket. I don't know if he doesn't trust his arm. I'm not sure. But then you go and you bring in a guy like Fitz, right? And this is a game that you have to win if you're Miami. You need this football game, okay? And he does exactly what you need. And the Raiders change up what they do a little bit. They went more cover one in this situation, and they just kind of got out talented, I guess I would say, in a really weird way to say it. But, I mean, this is just straight up plain and simple, right? We can't lose this battle as a corner. We break this thing to the outside. Fitz has it all day. Regardless of what pressure you're bringing or anything like that, Fitz completes that football. Good job from Miami there. And that was kind of the theme when Fitz came in, is that it looked like Las Vegas was like, screw it, we're just going to run man, right? And all you do is you leave matchups like this right here in the middle of the field where there's space and we're going to break this thing off, and you're not going to get there. And that's a good ball from Fitz. He sees stuff like that really well, as all good pro quarterbacks should. If it's man coverage, a quarterback should be able to beat that all the time, unless you just don't have the talent on the outsides. This is another really good example, right? And this is kind of the peak differences between Fitz and Tua. This is cover two, okay? Like I said before, on the outsides and down the pipe is where you got to hit this thing, okay? So here we go. There's our deep safety. Here's our middle of the field player right here. I would call this Tampa 2, actually. This is the dude that you got to hit right down the pipe, okay? We got a big athletic tight end right here against a linebacker who's still super athletic, but he takes this thing vertical. Those safeties are working out to the numbers because we have this vertical threat right here on the outsides. It creates that space right in the middle of the field, and Fitz knows exactly what to do. He puts this thing on a dime, right on the money for a big time first down. And then you look at this play right here, right? This is, you know, the kind of the famous play, I guess I would say, from this game. But once again, first off, I don't know why the Raiders are running cover two in this situation. Absolutely blows my mind. It blows my mind. Run cover 4 and die in it that way. If I'm in this situation, I'm running cover 4, I'm dropping my corners, and I'm going to rally and tackle everything underneath. But if you run cover 2, you are begging for this to happen. I don't understand it, but I'm going to save that for another video. This is the cover 2 beater right here. This is the whole shot, right? Fitz sees it off the bat. This is the thing that's really funny to me. He sees this thing off the bat. You can see him look to the top of the screen right when he gets his ball in his hands. Boom. Okay, all that's going to do, right? He knows that this safety is going to work that way, so he looks back into the middle of the field to this right here, right? Maybe he's going to be able to hit that. That safety starts to creep in. He steps up. I guarantee you he sees that safety. He sees that depth right there of the receiver, and he's lobbing one up there, but there's nobody over there. There's no one who's going to be able to get to that ball. So when you look at the differences between Tua and Fitz, and, you know, in my mind, Why does this coaching staff keep going back to Fitz? Because they trust him to read the coverages and to get the thing done. Right? You can only spend so much time babying a quarterback when you're playoff bound. You're right on the doorstep of being in the playoffs. You can't continue to baby number one. And again, he'll get there. I really do believe that Tua is going to get there. But games like this against Las Vegas, I almost said Oakland, games like this against Las Vegas are not good to see. You have to be reading this stuff. You have to be better attacking cover two. And Ryan Fitzpatrick is doing it. And that's why he's getting the snaps. That's why he's getting the love. That's why he's winning football games at the end of the day. So anyway, guys, those are the things that I saw that Fitz was seeing and that Tua wasn't. Really interested to see what this team does from there. That's all I got for you guys today. Hope everybody's staying safe, washing those hands. If you enjoyed this video, if you could hit that like button, hit that subscribe button to my channel, The Hook Cam, as well as the Jackson Kruger Sports, it would mean the world to both of us. So anyway, guys, that's all I got for you today. Yeah, I'll see you next time.